We live in a magical reality, the kind of place where Michael Winner, the same man who made some of the roughest films ever, Death Wish 2, Death Wish 3, The Mechanic, The Sentinel, so many more, made this movie that's kind of, sort of the biography of Hollywood star Rin Tin Tin. It was originally called Won-Ton Ton, the dog who saved Warner Brothers before Paramount bought the film. And I guess at that point, the movie had to change its name, right?
Spectacular, unbelievable, stronger than Superman and bolder than Tarzan. He's Won-Ton Ton, the dog who saved Hollywood.
Who is it? Oh, it's that dog. A dog can't knock.
He's the dog who's got everything except Esty Del Ruth, the woman he loves, played by Madeline Kahn.
Boy.
May love Esty, but Esty loves Jason Pacha, the ambitious young producer played by Bruce Dern.
It's about a giant shark terrorizing an entire New England town.
And the man who can make anyone a star is movie mogul J.J. Fromberg, played by Art Carney. If he can't make you a star, he can certainly break you.
You're fired as the producer. You're fired as the girl. You're fired as the boy. You're fired as the dog, and you are fired as my brother.
And it all happens in the wild, wacky, madcap world of Hollywood in the 1920s, America's land of dreams. Won-Ton Ton, the dog who saved Hollywood. It's the story of the making of a star, from humble beginnings to the top of the heap.
How does it feel to really be up there?
In addition, Juan is supported by one of the most phenomenal casts ever assembled for a motion picture. More than 70 famous actors and actresses who helped make Hollywood the film capital of the world. Stars like Joan Blondell, Victor Mature, Rhonda Fleming, Milton Berle, Aldo Ray, Broderick Crawford, Virginia Mayo, the Ritz Brothers, and the Sarong girl herself, Dorothy Lamour. For the movie with more stars, more laughs, more fun, more glamour, more excitement than ever before, you've got to see
the most wonderful, the most tender, the most sensitive picture of all time. Signed, Al Capone.
Won-Ton Ton, the dog who saved Hollywood.
Esty Del Ruth, played by Madeline Kahn, has made her way to Hollywood, followed by a dog named Won-Ton Ton. While she has dreams of being a star and a director who continually and unsuccessfully pitches movies that will be made many years later, named Grayson Potchuck, trying to help, he's played by Bruce Dern. The truth is that Won-Ton Ton has all the talent. This is less a film than a collection of vignettes about the golden age of Hollywood, such as Ron Liebman's effeminate take on Rudolph Valentino, and Art Carney, Phil Silvers, and Terry Garr as players in the tale of Esty and Won-Ton Ton. The draw for me, beyond how strange it is that Winter directed this comedy misfire, is the huge cast of Hollywood legends, many of whom made this movie their final role. Here are as many of them as I could find and remember. Dorothy Lamour, the one-time star of the Hope and Crosby Road movies, she shows up here as a visiting film star. Joan Blondell, often cast as a gold digger, her career stretched back to vaudeville. She'd appear in 2 more movies after this, The Champ and Grease. Virginia Mayo, she was Warner Brothers' biggest box office moneymaker in the late 1940s, and she continued acting until 1997. She was one of the first actresses to be awarded a star on the Walk of Fame. Henny Youngman, of course we all know him, the rapid-fire stand-up who'd always say, "Take my wife, please."
Now you take my wife, please.
Rory Calhoun. Everybody, well, if you listen to this podcast, you know Rory. He reinvented himself in the 80s, appearing in genre films like Motel Hell, Hell Comes to Frogtown, and the first 2 Angel films. Aldo Ray, also like Calhoun, Ray appeared in just about every genre film he could in the last part of his career. Shock 'em Dead, Human Experiments, The Glove, Don't Go Near the Park, Haunts. Nancy Walker, the star of Rhoda, was going to direct an even bigger bomb than Won-Ton Ton, Can't Stop the Music, which I'm shocked I haven't got to yet. The Unreal Story of the Village People.
Once it begins, you can't stop the music.
There's Ethel Merman playing Hedda Parsons here. Merman was considered the first lady of musical comedy. Rhonda Fleming. She is called Rhonda Flaming in this movie, which is par for the course of this film. She was known as the Queen of Technicolor for how well she filmed. Dean Stockwell, if you only know him from Quantum Leap, you should check him out in movies like To Live and Die in L.A. and Married to the Mob. Tab Hunter, known for his clean-cut, boy-next-door looks, his later years are marked by interesting turns, such as playing Mary Hartman's dad on the spin-off Forever Fernwood, and appearing along with Divine and Polyester, and in Paul Bartel's Lust in the Dust. Dick Hames, the big band vocalist, sang in the session where Bing Crosby and Drew Sisters recorded both There's No Business Like Show Business, and Anything You Can Do, I Can Do Better. Robert Alda, yes, that's Alan's dad, and yes, he's also Father Michael in Mario Bava's remixed version of Lisa and the Devil, House of Exorcism.
I exorcise you from this house forever! Begone! Begone!
Victor Mature, this would be his last acting role, though he does show up in a cameo at the end of Winter's film Firepower. Edgar Bergen is Professor Quicksand. This is one of his few roles not holding one of his trademark partners, like Charlie McCarthy or Mortimer Snerd. He's also in the film The Finks, as well as, obviously being one of the most well-known ventriloquists ever. Henry Wilcoxon, you may not know he was involved with the films of Cecil B. DeMille, but you do know he's the priest caught in the rainstorm in Caddyshack.
Did you see that? Miracle, eh?
Nice shot, Bishop. You must have made a deal with the devil.
Yeah, I could break the club record theoretically.
Better come in until this blows over.
Now, what do you think, fella?
I keep playing. I don't think the heavy stuff's gonna come down for quite a while.
You're right. Anyway, the good Lord would never disrupt the best game of my life.
Yvonne DiCarlo, in 1950, the Camera Club of America, those perverts, voted her Sex and the Color Queen of the Screen. Those are the pre-internet creeps that would hire women to pose to them as they stood around en masse. DiCarlo is better known as Lily Munster, but she also plays in the kind of movies that this perverted creep enjoys, like Satan's Cheerleader, Silent Scream, Play Dead, Guyana, Call to the Damned, American Gothic, and of course, Mirror Mirror. So then there are literally dozens and dozens of stars here. So let's get ready. Let me take a deep breath and get to them. All right. There's Edward Levesque, the last surviving member of the Keystone Cops. William Benedict, Whitey of the Bowery Boys. Hunts Hall of the Dead End Kids. Silent stars Carmel Myers, Dorothy Gulliver. Maytag repairman Jesse White, comedians Jack Carter and Shecky Green. Marilyn Monroe rival Barbara Nichols. Variety columnist Army Archard. Fernando Lamas.
You look marvelous. Absolutely marvelous.
Zsa Zsa Gabor. Sid Charisse, whose legs were once insured for $5 million. Doodles Weaver, who shows up in plenty of crazy movies like Zodiac Killer.
Hey, Jerry. All through for today, eh, Jerry?
Yeah, you can say that. I swear I don't know what's worse, the little old ladies or the big old ladies.
Well, after a lifetime of experience, I can tell you. Once they get over 20, they're all no damn good.
What's so special about 20?
Well, you see, when they get 20, that's the turning point. The turning point to disaster. Chinese got it put right. They call it the year of the dog. Or better explained in English, the birth of the bitch.
Hey, you got them pegged all right, though.
Damn right I have. The only trouble is, us guys never learn. We learn too late. I can remember. I think back in the romance and all that sweet innocence turns to conniving and coldness and crabbing and competition. It's a shame. It's a dirty shame.
That's why I'm still bachelor, Doc.
Good. Don't let them dames get their claws on you ever. You know, they don't let go very easy.
Well, you don't mind if I get my claws on some of them young ones, do you, Doc?
Be my guest. And hey, if you get any leftovers or extras, remember, I like them plump and juicy and dumb.
Comedy actor Pedro Gonzalez. Dick Van Dyke co-star Maury Amsterdam. Marilyn Monroe, JFK scandal magnate Peter Lawford. Eddie Foy Jr., Patricia Morrison. The Adventures of Wild Bill Hickok star Guy Madison. John Carradine is a drunk, and yes, I realize this is an easy target. I also realize that I watch at least one movie with John Carradine in it a day. Regis Toomey, who was also in another Dogwood film, Chomps, Ann Rutherford from Gone with the Wind. Milton Berle, once the most famous person in entertainment. Key Luke, a founding member of the Screen Actors Guild, as well as the original Brack on Space Ghost and Mr. Wing from Gremlins. Walter Pidgeon, who's in another movie that came out around this time with a lot of cameos, the Mae West Vehicle Sextet, which we've already covered. Character actors Phil Leeds and Cliff Norton as dog catchers. Winnie the Pooh's original voice Sterling Holloway. Two of the Ritz brothers. Edward Ashley, Professor Sutherland from Waxwork. Fritz Feld, also in The Finks. George Jessel, Ken Murray, Stephen Fetchit, considered to be the first African-American to have a successful acting career, now seen as an example of how Hollywood treated minorities. Tarzan actor Johnny Weissmuller. Louis Nye, Dennis Morgan, William Demarest, Uncle Charlie from My Three Sons. Billy Barty, playing the assistant director. Ricardo Montalban.
Hi, George. This is Ricardo Montalban.
Ricardo, how are you?
Well, how are you?
Jackie Coogan. Roy Rogers' sidekick Andy Devane. Broderick Crawford, of his many films, so many. Eladon the Harlequin is one of my favorites. Richard Arlen, Jack LaRue. Former pro wrestler Iron Mike Mazursky, as well as singers Dennis Day, Janet Blair, Jane Connell, Ann Miller, Rudy Valley, and Gloria DeHaven. When Augustus von Schumacher attended the premiere, he was the dog who played the lead role. He walked in with Mae West. Now that is how you make an entrance. As for the movie, unless you're someone like me that gets super excited about cameos, you're going to hate it. Anyways, thanks for listening to BNS About Movies. If you're looking for more movies, go to the site, bnsaboutmovies.com. You can also reach out to me at bnsaboutmovies@gmail.com. On the site, you'll find a link to our coffee, which you can donate to the show. You can pick a movie you'd like me to cover, and I will totally do it almost right away. Also, if you'd like to rate the show, that would be really helpful. You know that algorithm that runs our lives, it lives on this. You can also watch myself and my friend Bill Van Wren on Driving Asylum Double Feature on the Groovy Doom YouTube and Facebook channels every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a great day.